1, read the Bible in a year, Deuteronomy 32, 33, 34, and Psalm 91. Deuteronomy 32. Listen, O heavens, and I will speak. Hear, O earth, the words that I say. Let my teaching fall on you like rain. Let my speech settle like dew. Let my words fall like rain on tender grass, like gentle showers on young plants. I will proclaim the name of the Lord. How glorious is our God. He is the rock. His deeds are perfect. Everything he does is just and fair. He is a faithful God who does no wrong. How just and upright he is. But they have acted corruptly toward him when they act so perversely. Are they really his children? They are a deceitful and twisted generation. Is this the way you repay the Lord, you foolish and senseless people? Isn't he your Father who created you? Has he not made you and established you? Remember the days of long ago. Think about the generations past. Ask your father, and he will inform you. Inquire of your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High assigned lands to the nations, when he divided up the human race, he established the boundaries of the peoples according to the number in his heavenly court. For the people of Israel belong to the Lord. Jacob is his special possession. He found them in a desert land, in an empty, howling wasteland. He surrounded them and watched over them. He guarded them as he would guard his own eyes. Like an eagle that rouses her chicks and hovers over her young, so he spread his wings to take them up and carried them safely on his pinions. The Lord alone guided them. They followed no foreign gods. He let them ride over the highlands and feast on the crops of the fields. He nourished them with honey from the rock and olive oil from the stony ground. He fed them yogurt from the herd and milk from the flock, together with the fat of lambs. He gave them choice rams from Bashan and goats, together with the choicest wheat. You drank the finest wine, made from the juice of grapes. But Israel soon became fat and unruly. The people grew heavy, plump, and stuffed. Then they abandoned the God who had made them. They made light of the rock of their salvation. They stirred up his jealousy by worshiping foreign gods. They provoked his fury with detestable deeds. They offered sacrifices to demons, which are not God, to gods they had not known before, to new gods only recently arrived, to gods their ancestors had never feared. You neglected the rock who had fathered you. You forgot the God who had given you birth. The Lord saw this and drew back, provoked to anger by his own sons and daughters. He said, I will abandon them, then see what becomes of them. For they are a twisted generation, children without integrity. They have roused my jealousy by worshiping things that are not God. They have provoked my anger with their useless idols. Now I will rouse their jealousy through people who are not even a people. I will provoke their anger through the foolish Gentiles. For my anger blazes forth like fire and burns to the depths of the grave. It devours the earth and all its crops and ignites the foundations of the mountains. I will heap disasters upon them and shoot them down with my arrows. I will weaken them with famine, burning fever, and deadly disease. I will send the fangs of wild beasts and poisonous snakes that glide in the dust. Outside the sword will bring death, and inside terror will strike both young men and young women, both infants and the aged. I would have annihilated them, wiping out even the memory of them, but I feared the taunt of Israel's enemy, who might misunderstand and say, our own power has triumphed. The Lord had nothing to do with this. But Israel is a senseless nation. The people are foolish without understanding. Oh, that they were wise and could understand this. Oh, that they might know their fate. How could one person chase 1,000 of them, and 2 people put 10,000 to flight, unless the rock had sold them, unless the Lord had given them up? But the rock of our enemies is not like our rock, as even they recognize. Their vine grows from the vine of Sodom, from the vineyards of Gomorrah. Their grapes are poison, and their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the venom of serpents, the deadly poison of cobras. The Lord says, am I not storing up these things, sealing them away in my treasury? I will take revenge. I will pay them back. In due time, their feet will slip. Their day of disaster will arrive, and their destiny will overtake them. Indeed, the Lord will give justice to his people, and he will change his mind about his servants when he sees their strength is gone and no one is left, slave or free. Then he will ask, where are their gods, the rocks they fled to for refuge? Where now are those gods who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their offerings? Let those gods arise and help you. Let them provide you with shelter. Look now, I myself am he. There is no other God but me. I am the one who kills and gives life. I am the one who wounds and heals. No one can be rescued from my powerful hand. Now I raise my hand to heaven and declare, as surely as I live, when I sharpen my flashing sword and begin to carry out justice, I will take revenge on my enemies and repay those who reject me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword will devour flesh, the blood of the slaughtered and the captives, and the heads of the enemy leaders. Rejoice with him, you heavens, and let all of God's angels worship him. Rejoice with his people, you Gentiles, and let all the angels be strengthened in him. For he will avenge the blood of his children. He will take revenge against his enemies. He will repay those who hate him and cleanse his people's land. So Moses came with Joshua son of Nun and recited all the words of this song to the people. When Moses had finished reciting all these words to the people of Israel, he added, take to heart all the words of warning I have given you today. Pass them on as a command to your children, so they will obey every word of these instructions. These instructions are not empty words. They are your life. By obeying them, you will enjoy a long life in the land you will occupy when you cross the Jordan River. That same day, the Lord said to Moses, go to Moab, to the mountains east of the river, and climb Mount Nebo, which is across from Jericho. Look out across the land of Canaan, the land I'm giving to the people of Israel as their own special possession. Then you will die there on the mountain. You will join your ancestors, just as Aaron, your brother, died on Mount Hor and joined his ancestors. For both of you betrayed me with the Israelites at the waters of Meribah, at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. You failed to demonstrate my holiness to the people of Israel there. So you will see the land from a distance, but you may not enter the land I'm giving to the people of Israel.
Deuteronomy chapter 33. This is the blessing with which Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. He said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose from Seir to them. He shone from Mount Paran. He came from the 10,000s of holy ones. At his right hand was a fiery law for them. Yes, he loves the people. All his saints are in your hand. They sat down at your feet. Each received your words. Moses commanded us a law, an inheritance for the assembly of Jacob. He was king in Jeshurun. When the heads of the people were gathered, all the tribes of Israel together, let Reuben live and not die, nor let his men be few. This is for Judah, he said. Hear the Lord, the voice of Judah. Bring him to his people. With his hands he contended for himself. You shall be a help against his adversaries. About Levi, he said, your Thummim and your Urim are with you, your godly one, whom you proved at Massah, with whom you contended at the waters of Meribah. He said of his father and of his mother, I have not seen him. He didn't acknowledge his brothers, nor did he know his own children. For they have observed your word and kept your covenant. They shall teach Jacob your ordinances and Israel your law. They shall put incense before you, the whole burnt offering on your altar. Lord, bless his skills. Accept the work of his hands. Strike through the hips of those who rise up against him, of those who hate him, that they not rise again. About Benjamin, he said, the beloved of the Lord who dwell in safety by him. He covers him all day long. He dwells between his shoulders. About Joseph, he said, his land is blessed by the Lord, for the precious things of the heavens, for the dew, for the deep that couches beneath, for the precious things of the fruits of the sun, for the precious things that the moon can yield, for the best things of the ancient mountains, for the precious things of the everlasting hills, for the precious things of the earth and its fullness, the good will of him who lived in the bush. Let this come on the head of Joseph, on the crown of the head of him who is separated from his brothers. Majesty belongs to the firstborn of his herd. His horns are the horns of the wild ox. With them he will push all the peoples to the ends of the earth. They are the 10,000s of Ephraim. They are the thousands of Manasseh. About Zebulun, he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out, and Issachar in your tents. They will call the peoples to the mountain. There they will offer sacrifices of righteousness. For they will draw out the abundance of the seas, the hidden treasures of the sand. About Gad, he said, he who enlarges Gad is blessed. He dwells as a lioness, and tears the arm and the crown of the head. He provided the first part for himself, for the lawgiver's portion was reserved for him. He came with the heads of the people. He executed the righteousness of the Lord, his ordinances with Israel. About Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's cub that leaps out of Bashan. About Naphtali, he said, Naphtali satisfied with favor, full of the Lord's blessing, possesses the west and the south. About Asher, he said, Asher is a blessing with children. Let him be acceptable to his brothers. Let him dip his foot in oil. Your bars will be iron and bronze. As your days, so your strength will be. There is no one like God, Jeshurun, who rides on the heavens for your help. In his excellency on the skies. The eternal God is your dwelling place. Underneath are the everlasting arms. He thrust out the enemy from before you and said, destroy. Israel dwells in safety, the fountain of Jacob alone, in the land of grain and new wine. Yes, his heavens drop down dew. You are happy, Israel. Who is like you, a people saved by the Lord, the shield of your help, the sword of your excellency? Your enemies will submit themselves to you. You will tread on their high places.
Deuteronomy 34. Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, that is, opposite Jericho. The Lord showed him all the land of Gilead to Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah to the western sea, and the south, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, to Zoar. The Lord said to him, this is the land which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, I will give it to your offspring. I've caused you to see it with your eyes, but you shall not go over there. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the Lord's word. He buried him in the valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor, but no man knows where his tomb is to this day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his strength gone. The children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days, until the days of weeping in the mourning for Moses were ended. Joshua, the son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. The children of Israel listened to him and did as the Lord commanded Moses. Since then, there has not arisen a prophet in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. In all the signs and the wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land, and in all the mighty hand and in all the awesome deeds which Moses did in the sight of all Israel.
Psalm chapter 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. For He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers. Under His wings you will take refuge. His faithfulness is your shield and rampart. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near to you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked, because you have made the Lord your refuge, and the Most High your dwelling place. No evil shall happen to you, neither shall any plague come near you, your dwelling. For He will put His angels in charge of you, to guard you in all your ways. They will bear you up in their hands, so that you won't dash your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the young lion and the serpent underfoot. Because He has set His love on me, therefore I will deliver Him. I will set Him on high, because He has known my name. He will call on me, and I will answer Him. I will be with Him in trouble. I will deliver Him and honor Him. I will satisfy Him with long life and show Him my salvation. Well, we finished the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. The Hebrews call it, or the Jews call it the Torah, and it's literally a Hebrew word that means instruction, teaching, or guidance.
And for a lot of people, this is really where they drop off from reading the Bible, is in the middle of that part, because of all of the rules and regulations, all the different laws that are put in place. It's like reading part of it is like reading a legal document, and it can be a bit dry at times, but there's also so many beautiful stories. Moses, the Exodus, Joseph. I mean, so many beautiful events that happened during this time.
And great characters.
Mm-hmm. Amazing people. Yeah. And
I was a little surprised with Moses' song in Deuteronomy chapter 32.
I was actually looking forward to it. I thought, oh wow, this is going to be, what's the song that he's going to sing? It's going to be so beautiful. Like I was thinking like mountains and sunrises and butterflies, but it wasn't quite that, was it?
No.
It was a lot with having to do with, first of all, the magnificence of God, but then it was a lot of warnings.
Yes.
And then it also said that God would protect them. If they followed Him, He would protect them. And if they went on their own way and followed other gods and idols, that they wouldn't be protected. And there was a lot of hyperbole used, like, they'll be annihilated. Well, He obviously doesn't mean He's going to annihilate them. He doesn't want to. But it was just, an over-exaggeration of it's going to be really serious if you go away from His teachings.
Yeah. I was a little bit saddened when we get to the part of Moses dying. He's sitting there across from the promised land, but he never gets to enter. But amazing to see that it says there was no other person, no other prophet ever like Moses who God spoke to face to face.
I literally felt emotional during that part. And the thing that helps is when I know later on in the New Testament that Moses is actually with Jesus afterwards. But it just made me think about how during our lifetime, even if we go to heaven, there's certain actions that we can do during our lifetime that can have consequences during our lifetime because of the actions that we took, and there's no reversing it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I see here, is that what he did at that point was so serious that there was a consequence during his lifetime.
Yeah.
God had a reason for that, because his holiness was taken advantage, or not taken advantage of. It wasn't shown and honored through Moses at that point, and it was so important. He was the leader of the Israelites.
Yeah. And then the mantle is finally passed to Joshua. The next book that we read is about Joshua's exploits in the new promised land. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, and it describes here how Joshua was filled with wisdom because Moses had laid his hands on Joshua. And so we know that the people of Israelite are in good hands.
Yeah.
They're going to be with somebody who's filled with wisdom.
That's great.
And the other part that I thought was amazing is Moses was buried by God. God buried
cool.
Moses. And it just makes, when I saw that, I thought, how beautiful that God just took care of it himself. He took him off the mountain and buried him in the valley. No one knows where it was, because human nature is that they would have probably built a monument to Moses and started worshiping him. And but whatever the reason was, it's a beautiful thing that God himself buried Moses, and we don't see that anywhere else in the Bible.
He was a friend of God.
Yeah, he buried his friend.
Yeah.
And then we have Psalm 91, where it's looking at who God is and how he will protect us.
Yeah, it's been amazing to read over these first 5 books and just to see God's character, how he wants to have this intimate relationship with us, and he knows us, who we really are.
Yeah, and in verse 14 it talks about holding fast and how God holds fast to us. And I think this is such a good book when we're afraid of something, when there's something that's really causing us a lot of terror. It's a really calming book because it's a good description of how God is intimate with us. He uses words like, I know you, and the way that word is translated, it actually is the same know you that Adam used to describe Eve. So it's very intimate.
Yes.
And just really showing how God knows us, how he will hold fast, which means there's a longing and a desire to hold fast to us, that he's there for us, and that when we are in fear, we can look to him. And he's a gracious God. He wants to help us.
Yeah.
He's looking for our hearts. He wants our hearts, but he really does want to help every single one of us.
Yeah, these books are not just for head knowledge, but they're for intimate guidance and direction, like a parent gives to their children.
And it's to calm us.
Yeah.
To help to calm us, to give us security, to give us hope, to give us peace. And if there's anything that I have learned in my journey, is that I am at peace. I have peace that I was never able to have before, but that I wake up and I have this peace every single day. And I know that only comes from God.
Yeah, so true. So very, very true. See you again tomorrow.